Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Newlands. We are in a little bit of a hurry. Off camera I have joined the local county sheriff's office as a K9 unit as I hit my own vehicles. And we've been called because of an accident that happened on the interstate. Apparently the tractor was running. Did not realize that. Well, that'll be dealt with later. We are actually going to get our heavy wrecker because we've kind of have started a wrecking company, towing company, I guess is more accurate. We don't really wreck stuff, we just pick up stuff that's been wrecked. Haven't been told too many details. We have a flatbed on scene. I think there is an officer there on scene as well. Not sure if it's a county like me or state or just local, but gotta be careful driving through town here because there are people that like to jump out to try to get hit or just aren't paying attention. So it is late at night. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not running sirens if I can help it. Oh yeah, here's the turn. I'm not taking this to the scene simply because I don't know if this will be needed by any means, but worst case I can have someone pick me up and come back and get it. I grabbed it because it's a quick way for me to get over here. I do hope to eventually get a nice garage to store this in. Right now we're kind of leasing some space over here at the grain elevator. Because it is late at night, it is also, the accident is apparently also off the road. We have not been asked to run code or anything like that. I probably should have the Jake off being in town, but oh well. Trying not to hit these signs or the railing. Not quite used to driving this big of a truck just yet on these roads. We did just get this. So I have been doing a lot of contract work off camera. We have definitely increased our ability to do several different ways of cutting grass, and it looks like, yeah, that's gonna be the scene. And there's our flatbed. Looks like the state as I'm weaving in and out of my lane. That's not good. I don't want to get pulled over trying to respond, but we are trying to expedite just as quickly as we can, as safely as we can. Apparently there is a rollover, that's why we brought this guy. Wasn't 100% informed on the type of vehicle, so I had Paul roll out with the flatbed. Said I would be shortly behind with this. We are looking at possibly expanding our fleet as well of emergency vehicles. I said that truck that I drove to pick this up is one that the county sheriff's office has personally given me. Being a farmer here in town, or in the outskirts of town, just one of those situations where if I hear a call, I am more than welcome to respond to it, as long as I'm not the cause of said reason. As I hit a few things along the way. I'm not sure the cause of it or if anyone is hurt on scene. But let's see what we're dealing with here. Let's get some light on the situation. Yeah, I know normally heavy wreckers like this wouldn't be out in the grass, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright. This is our flatbed. We had a little bit of a steal, so to speak, off of it, just because it is an older model, but we had the engine inspected and all of that. So it's good to go. Alright. Ah, you are a sheriff. Elm Creek County, huh? Aren't you a little out of your jurisdiction, bud? Oh, because this county's so short-handed, you guys are authorized to... Okay. I mean, that works. Yeah. Are we good to go? No injuries? Really, that looked like a hell of a roll. Don't tell me they came from down there and they just kind of... Yeah, okay. We'll get it taken care of. Alright, so... Didn't quite say exactly what the cause of the accident was, but... It almost seems like the person that was driving may be spending some time in prison because... Judging by the smell coming out of these barrels, yeah, I don't think this person should have been handling them. Anyway, I'm gonna get the flatbed backed up here so we can start getting some of this stuff loaded up. And I may not have needed the heavy wrecker, but right now these are the only two vehicles that we have. But we do have plans in the future to expand. Let's get the ramps out here. There we go. I guess we're just gonna start moving the stuff. We're gonna try to get these in spots where we can actually strap them down. But we need it all towards the front so we can get that vehicle up here. I think we're going to end up taking the, well... Hey, do you want us to just drop this stuff off at the recycling center, or you need it at the sheriff's office, or what? Okay, you already did your report and you got everything you need? Alright, we'll just take it to the recycling center then. I mean, that makes it nice and easy for us. Well, reasonably speaking, that is. We still have to do all the labor of getting this stuff loaded and dealt with that in that fashion, but... unopened boxes. Interesting. Alright, since we got the flatbed kind of, sorta, occupied, let's get a strap thrown on that. I'll probably move those boxes here once we get this loaded up. Let me get this unstrapped and... probably pull it ahead just a little bit, see if we can get this maneuvered so we can get it loaded up. Between the strap on that and then this, we should be able to get this just fine. Alright, well, we got flipped over. Back over, that is. This is just a very interesting car. Considering it looks like gas tank is right here. And that looks like it's the front of the car. What, the engine's in the back? Maybe? I'm just judging by those slots. I don't know. Never seen a car like this. What was that, Skoda? Just looking at the mud flap there. That's just too blurry to see. Yeah, if you look at the mud flap there, looks like it says Skoda, S-K-O-D-A. Well, with a few different italics, you know, whatever you want to call those things. I mean, let me grab the chain from up here. We're going to get this loaded up as best as we can. Alright. Well, I don't want to hook to that. That feels like the frame. Either way, this car's totaled, so... Good news is that tires are rolling. Ish. Feel sorry for whoever has to deal with this patch of grass. So far, it hasn't been me. Alright, let's get it up there the rest of the way. Final push. Oh, it's going. Uh-oh. Can't let go because it's kind of... yeah. Alright, let me get in here, try to turn the wheel a little bit. Alright, well, it's on there. It's barely on there, but it's on there. Let me get it strapped down here. Like I said, I'm afraid if I do the normal strap job, you know, with the wheels and whatnot, we may lose part of this car on the way there. Okay. Let me get everything buttoned up here. And I think we'll meet you over at the junkyard. Alright, so I have Paul following me in the other wrecker. And the sheriff's going to be following him just to make sure we don't have any issues along the way. So yeah, we are good to go. Because I have this load on here, I'm keeping my lights on for towing purposes. I have one set of lights, so it is what it is. I don't think we're too far from the recycling center. I mean, we are, but we're not. Alright, so we are back at the recycling center. Looks like they finally had that emptied, which is good. I'm hoping... yeah, it'd probably be better to get the ramps out, get it down the ramps that way, instead of just kind of pushing it off. If I just push it off, I run the risk of A, it not really going in, and B, possibly damaging the back end of my truck. So the ramps are going to be sufficient enough. I just don't know how far out they go. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. I hope that sheriff's car is not in the way. Alright, we're at the tipping point now, getting off the truck. Whew. Good thing it was a small car. If it wasn't, we'd have to use that to pull it off. And all these other bits and pieces can just go right in there next to it. So the sheriff told me that apparently once they go through this, and there it is. Let's say, where'd my other barrel go? Once they go through everything that gets dumped in here, because of cameras, they have an idea of who dumped what, and since we apparently are the only ones that have been doing anything, and why am I stuck? There we go. When in doubt, just climb into a truck. We'll have to get that box. Maybe that sheriff will be nice enough. But because of the cameras and they have an idea of who dumped when, They tend to be pretty quick, so we should be expecting to get a little bit of a paycheck here before too long. Get those ramps folded in, turn those off. Nope, don't back into it. So it makes me feel like we could probably do this around the county. Look for all the areas that have all kinds of junk just sitting around. And obviously get in touch with the homeowner or landowner, whichever the case is, and offer to pick up all their junk free of charge, or they can charge me for it since it is their property. If they want a little bit of a cut and whatever we get out of it, that's fine, but it would help clean up the county. I've been noticing there's been quite a few piles of recyclable stuff around, and I think being a farmer in the area, I think would help benefit us by willing to help out and get things cleaned up. So we're gonna get these back to the shop. We're gonna have Paul drive the flatbed. Well, thank you, officer. Is it? Sheriff? I don't know. I tend not to pay too much attention because I tend not to be too involved with you guys, or at least not in the past. We'll have to fix that, especially if you're going to be helping us out with keeping an eye on traffic and such for when we're out there mowing the highways and whatnot. So, hope to work with you again soon. Ooh, I just got an alert on my phone that rain's incoming. I'm glad we got that done beforehand, because otherwise I have a feeling that both of these trucks would have been sunk in the grass. So yeah, we've been developing some relationships with the local county and state officers. Simply because we have asked for their help a couple different times when we've done contracts to mow grass out there next to the highways. So they've been helping keep us safe. I mean, whew, unlike Paul. Holy crap, Paul, you came in hot. Yeah. But yeah, they've been, they kind of help block traffic, or at least make traffic aware that we're there working. So they have been great in that respect, keeping myself and whoever I have working with me safe out there on the highways when we have been doing our work. So big thank you to those guys. This has kind of been just where we've been parking our equipment. It is a locked gate, but we do have a remote for it, so. And it's simply because the granary, the co-op here, doesn't want anyone having access, just anyone having access, that is, to the area. So since we are a wrecking company, we can work 24 hours a day sometimes, and we will, since we also are a certified sheriff canine unit, if you don't believe me, there's my canine. Yeah, he just kind of did stay in the truck the entire time we were on that call. But yeah, so we may find ourselves answering different calls. Like, who the hell is hitting all these signs and knocking them over? I'll have to make a phone call in the morning to get some guys out to get those put back in place. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Nothing too crazy going on back at the farm. Like I said, we've increased the amount of toys, so to speak, that we have to help us handle and deal with baling and whatnot. I have a brand new baler too. It's like technically two. One is old and used, but it is new to me. Really? You don't have a stop sign. Get out of here. But we are kind of set up to do just about a little bit of everything. From small yards to big fields. So that's kind of the direction that we seem to be going right now. Granted, we only have 2 fields right now that we have to outright take care of. That will be changing here in the future as we purchase more and more equipment. Well, more and more fields. Ooh, you need fuel. Of course you do. You've been non-stop running. Well, idling, but before I park you, let's get some fuel in you. So this tractor actually works great for most of our equipment. This here, this setup actually works out very well for dealing with the highway grasses that basically like where we just were. Now I have kind of set it up because I don't want to have to travel long distances whenever this fills up. So when I was working on the last patch, we actually took that trailer right there, this one here, and used that to take the bulk of the grass. So when the reform one gets full, we just dump it in a big pile and we use the other one to pick it up. Is it a little redundant? Probably. But does it keep me from having to make a long trip back home? You know, more than I feel like I should? Yeah. So there's that. Get this parked up. Oh, we do actually own a harvester now. Oh. No, I need that one. There we go. Turn the lights off. So, the harvester that we have. S660 John Deere. A very patriotic paint scheme. Whether it's Case or John Deere, I love it when we can get the American flags put on the side. We have a 625X header there, and we also have 608C header for corn. So this windrower here is interesting because you can have it windrow to the right, to the left, or just as is and just keep it centered. So basically you're only doing one row. So that kind of is beneficial, like I said, for being underneath or being next to the interstate, having to go underneath some of those bridges. I have no idea what my tongue decided to want to say. Because some of those areas shrink down very far to where if it was just a standard windrower, it wouldn't work. It would get stuck. So having the flexibility with that one without being stuck with a small one is very beneficial. Still working on the plans for our house. We are still living out of the RV, which is fine. It's great. It works. I'm not complaining about it. It would just be nice to be able to have an actual home to go into. So that is still very much in the works. There we go. I guess we can stand up here. So yeah, I think with all that being said, guys, we're going to call the video there. So as always, if you happen to like what you see, if you catch yourself watching more than one of my videos, please do us both a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That bell will let you be notified of every single video I post and not just select a few here and there. And I do want to thank you guys who have made it this far, but if you're not subscribed, you should do that. And also, guys, I do want to say thank you, and I hope each and every one of you have a very, very good weekend. So with all that being said, we will catch you in the next episode. So take care. Peace.